Data onboarding has been a time-consuming and manual process for too long. Between spreadsheet templates, writing custom scripts, and implementation services, getting data from a customer into your software takes a long time and costs a lot of money. It's a critical manual step in your customer's onboarding process, with no easy way to get it done. Until now. Flatfile's data onboarding platform automatically converts, validates, and maps all of your data into the specific format you need. In just a few clicks, customer data goes from messy and unorganized to validated and ready to use. With deployment options including no-code, you'll be set up in minutes. Need to collaborate with your customer? Don't email sensitive spreadsheets back and forth. Flatfile lets you invite your customer to a secure, real-time shared workspace. Now you can give your customers a seamless data onboarding experience and save hours doing it. Join the hundreds of businesses who use Flatfile to solve their data chaos and are focused on creating long-term value for their customers. Visit flatfile.com.
Welcome back to the Product-Led Festival. But before we get going with the next helping of inspiring content, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors for helping us bring this event to your screens. And don't forget, you can access even more content from exclusive articles and interviews to all past and future events on demand, as well as templates and frameworks by becoming a PLA member. Head over to theproductledalliance.com for more info. Enjoy the next session.
Hello and welcome. I'm really glad to join you today. My name is John Fontenot and excited to be back with you for the PLA Product-Led Festival. So this talk is going to be all about scaling growth through partner channels by leveraging product-led growth strategies and tactics. So a little bit about me. I'm a growth PM at Lendio. I'm a founder of Path to Product, where we're looking to bridge the gap in product management experience for aspiring PMs. And I also host a podcast called Lessons in Product Management. So if you like listening to podcasts, you can find us pretty much anywhere that you listen. All right, so today there's some things we're going to cover. I'm going to introduce kind of my background and why I'm talking about partner channels. And I'm also going to give an overview of like what different flavors of a partner channel could look like, which will bleed into segmentation and how we approach building out a partner channel before we can start scaling it. And then before we can scale through product-led growth, we need to reframe what growth looks like through a partner channel, how we think about a partner channel from a product perspective. And then that'll transition us into how we can apply product-led growth strategies and tactics in order to scale growth through that channel. So a little bit about me. In a nutshell, I've spent my entire career in partner channels doing different things. I started out as a contractor for Intel's software and services group inside of their client computing division. And I was in software partnerships there where we were building out different product optimizations with software companies around the world, taking those to market and proving some of the things that Intel's R&D department was saying or claiming about the new capabilities of their chipsets. And that's really where I got introduced to product management, fell in love with product management. I learned design thinking. I learned a lot of things that helped in my career, making that transition into product. And then I spent a little bit of time in product marketing, which bleeds over pretty well with growth, with a company called AutoFX, which is a photo editing software. And then I went to SwipeClock and HR Tech, where I did UX research and product management, and now doing growth product management, specifically around scaling out a partner channel with Lendio. And so with AutoFX, I was doing partnerships, built out a partner channel there with strategic partnerships. And in SwipeClock, we had we were scaling out partnerships through a very defined handful of segments there. And the go-to-market strategy for SwipeClock for 20 plus years was primarily going to market through a partner channel. So I've seen different flavors of partner channels and done many different roles there. And so I feel like I bring a pretty unique perspective and diverse background in partner channels. So that's what's informing a lot of this talk today. And so my background, with partner channels really include these 5 segments, or these 5 categories. And there could be more than this, but these are the 5 that I'm familiar with, where you have strategic partnerships, which could be like brand partnerships. And sometimes strategic partnerships bleed into integration partnerships, depending on what your integration partnership offering looks like. Typically, these are thought of as like marketplaces where you can have open API access and scale through other people creating value on your platform and for their platforms through integration partnerships with you. Some are intentional and some are built to scale. So we might touch on a little bit of that later in this discussion. Then you have referral partnerships and affiliates. And sometimes these are grouped together. I think of affiliates as kind of an outshoot or an offshoot of marketing, right? Where it's basically pay per lead, which is typically what a marketing org handles. Whereas referral partnerships, these might look a little different because you're paying based on an action that a potential customer is taking. And so it's more action based versus send me a lead and we'll pay you for it. It's we need to see conversion, or we need to see X event happen before you get value. So typically referral partners are more invested in the success, in your success and the conversion of those deals, versus affiliates who might, just drive traffic to you and not really care about the quality of that traffic. And then lastly, influencer marketing. This could fall into category 3 or 4 with referral partnerships or affiliates, but it's becoming unique enough and big enough of its own category to where I think of it a little bit different than the prior two. All right, so getting into the real value of this talk, I hope, after kind of setting the stage for what partnerships look like if you're completely new to partner channels. So segmentation is where I like to start strategy, right? We understand what our goals are, we understand what the business is trying to do, and we see partner channels as a growth lever for our business. But before we can just launch a partner channel, we need to figure out where we can be successful, right? We need to figure out and be able to answer some of the questions listed here, right? And to me, like, it all goes back to strategy. So segmentation strategy is its own flavor of strategy, but like any type of strategy, whether it's product strategy, business strategy, pricing, it requires trade-offs. And it's really hard, if not darn near impossible, to pursue multiple segments at once. And so some of the activities I like to do when thinking about partner channels, whether it's building it from scratch or challenging the existing structure of partnership channels today, is by running a TAM analysis and a feasibility analysis. And basically what that means is I ask these questions, these basic 6 questions, to determine what is the total addressable market of each potential segment we could jump into or we could try to win, and then how feasible is it to acquire these partners and win in this market, right? So the 6 questions are, what is the opportunity, the revenue opportunity in each segment? How hard is it to acquire these partners, right? Are they accessible? Can we contact them? Do we have something valuable to offer them? And can we be successful? Can we prove success early with a couple of early partnerships? What's our conversion rate of proactive outreach to these potential partners and then seeing the value that we're offering and accepting to be a partner? And is there already inbound interest? Are people actively reaching out to us saying, hey, we see an inherent value in working with your company, and here's some ways that we see how, and can you take advantage of that, right? Does that make sense as the most opportune segment that you could go after? And then how much effort will it take to enable their success? And 4 and 5 are pretty similar. What do I need to do to enable these partners to be successful in terms of tools, education, sales and marketing enablement? Like what do we need to provide to these partners to make them successful on our behalf, right? Their success equals our success. And then lastly, does our product and service add value to their core business more than just revenue, right? Are we just another revenue stream, but we're kind of disconnected from their core offering? Or do we fit in nicely with their core offering, right? And the answer to this question will look different depending on the category of type or category type of partner or what their business model is. But answering these questions is critical before you start building out a partner program, so that way you can focus and point your effort and energy into the right direction. And once you figured that out, now it's really helping the organization and then helping your product team reframe partnerships for growth, right? And the number one question that I ask is, who is your customer? Because to me, this is the biggest reframing, especially if you're in like a customer acquisition channel, which is really what it boils down to. If you're gonna have a partner channel, is you're partnering with people to bring other customers into your organization that you might not have been able to have access to through your direct marketing efforts. And your primary customer is often thought of as the end customer who's paying for the value that your company delivers. I see it a little bit differently. I see that your primary customer in the partner channel is your partner. Because if you can't serve your partners well, if there's no value that your partners are getting out of the partnership, they're probably not going to be a partner for long, or they're not going to be an active partner. And if you don't have active partners, you don't have a partnership channel that can sustain itself, right? So you have to rethink who your customer is. We could try to optimize a funnel all day to increase the throughput of, acquisition and retention revenue of our customers, but we have to do the same for our partners, right? And so you really have two funnels. You have a partner funnel and a customer funnel, and I prioritize the partner funnel first for the thing I said in line number 2, right? Without partners, you have no partner channel to reach end users and customers. And so as we look at these, what they call the pirate metrics, right? Your acquisition, activation, revenue, retention, and referral metrics. These are all metrics that I prioritize first and foremost for the partner, until we're at a point that we can start looking at optimization opportunities for how the partner funnel transitions into our customer funnel. And there is a nice transition as we talk about, revenue for partners is tied to customer acquisition, right? In a CPA model for referral partners, et cetera. Not going to dive super far into my philosophy around partner funnel metrics, but we're going to touch on it a little bit. But I think philosophically, the thing that I would encourage is to view your funnel as a product. If we're going to apply product-led growth strategies to scaling a partner channel, then we have to identify what is our product. If it's product-led, what is our product? It's a very foundational question. And I would argue that your funnel is your product. Everything from acquisition to referral is the thing that you have to productize. A lot of partner channels start out as a proof of concept. We're doing manual things that don't scale to figure out what's going to work that we can scale. Just like in a B2C company, a B2B company, we're doing things that don't scale to figure out what can. You approach the partner channel establishment and growth the same exact way. And so once you view your funnel as a product, I would encourage to create a partner journey map. If you have a current partner program in place today, map out what that looks like. Get with your stakeholders, get with your developers, get with your designers. I think Teresa Torres talks about this in Continuous Discovery Habits. Is one of the first things you do is have everyone individually map out what you believe the customer journey is, and in this case, it's your partner, and then bring them together and figure out where the gaps are and come to an agreement on what the partner journey or the customer journey looks like. And once you have a codified partner journey, then you can start identifying certain parts of that journey that you need to improve, fix, or automate in order to enable your growth channel through partners to scale, right? And that's really what we're going to talk about for product-led partnerships. So once you've identified what your product is, which again I would argue is the funnel, we're going to start looking at product-led growth tactics and strategies to see how can we productize this funnel, which is really my philosophy behind scaling partner channels, is productizing the funnel. And in a very similar approach to how SaaS companies create product-led experiences. Okay, so I like to start off with time to value, right? If I have my hypothesis that I continue to try to prove out over and over again is that the number one way to grow a partner channel is to identify what is the inherent value of your partnership, and how do we reduce the time for a partner to realize that value. If we can do that, then we're going to retain our partners at a higher rate. They're going to trust us a lot more because we're providing value faster than our potential competitors or someone else who can provide the same type of value that we're trying to provide. If we can, in the same way that you view product-led growth in the SaaS world, I view it the same way here in partner channels, right? So identify the value levers, prioritize value along the timeline of value, right? And there's different thoughts and opinions on this, but I map out a timeline of value. Where in the partner journey does the partner first experience value, and how long does it take to get them there? And how do I reduce friction, whether it's in their onboarding experience, in their activation experience, and in the activities they need to do to generate leads for us that generates revenue for them? How do we reduce that friction? How do we create an automated onboarding experience? And this is complex, right? Because there's legal agreements, there's things that you have to do that probably aren't automated out of the box. And so it does take a lot of work, but thinking through that partner journey and having that partner journey mapped out will allow you to start pinpointing where in this process can we reduce friction and automate processes to get them to that point of value quicker than we currently do today in this very manual process of how we work with partners. And then you have to have it cross-functionally supported. No product-led growth strategy will work unless there's cross-functional buy-in and support. And that doesn't change when you're in a partnership channel, right? There needs to be a support mechanism that's scalable. You probably don't have a dedicated account manager who's hand-holding the partners through the process, but they do need to have some points of contact if they have questions, right? And then in terms of marketing enablement or sales enablement, how do you work with other departments to equip these partners and deliver this material to the partners in an automated way, so it's not onesie, twosie, and very manual, right? And that bleeds into self-service access, right? How can you create an experience for these partners where they have everything they need from the time that they say they want to be a partner to the time that they have, signed the document agreeing to become a partner and agreeing to the terms of the partnership? How can you reduce the time to say from that point to the time that they have everything they need to start generating leads for us and feel confident in their ability to do so and trust us with the leads that they're sending us? How do we make that completely self-service, or as self-service as we can, to, again, going back to the first line of time to value, decreasing that time to value to where as soon as we get them starting to generate revenue, the more likely they are to stick with us and keep doing the activities that drive revenue for us and them. So that's how I look at leveraging product-led growth to scale partner channels. And these are core concepts that philosophically work no matter what category you're going after. It really just comes to asking the question, just like in a product-led growth model, right? If you have a small business market or a consumer market, then you're probably going to do certain activities that scale, and you're probably going to service those type of customers in a certain way. And then if you have enterprise customers, you might service them in a different way. They may need more hand-holding, or there might be more manual things that you do with them because of a level of customization you offer. And I view that the same way in partner channels. It's really like, how do we automate and scale for this group of customers who have a very standardizable process and offering? And then do we look at strategic partners or certain types of integration partners differently? But that's not to say that you can't automate certain aspects of the experience for your strategic partners or your integration partners too. But keeping these core product-led growth principles in mind of cross-functional support, automated onboarding, self-service, reducing friction, and decreasing the time to value will help you and help enable you to scale your partner channel in a way that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. So thanks for joining the talk. I hope you found it valuable. If you have follow-up questions, I'd love to take those in just a second, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn, on Twitter. You can email me, John@PathToProduct. And if you're looking to get into product management and want some additional resources, pathtoproduct.io, it's all free. Just trying to help support the broader product community. And then again, if you like product management content, check out Lessons in Product Management.